Hello, I'm Sage Tokash with Our Town on Eagle Communications, and I'm here today with Aubrey Schartz and Susie Geiger, two recent AHS graduates. So, you ladies are both going to KU next year, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so Susie, tell me what your major is. What are your plans?
Well, I was thinking I was going to go into journalism, but lately I've been changing my mind. And since I really like the social studies and government classes at AHS, I was thinking maybe either history or political science.
Ooh. And Aubrey?
I was going to go into English, and then after a few years I was going to segue into the creative writing field because you have to qualify to be in that major.
Cool. Okay, and Aubrey has already written some things, right?
Yes.
Tell me about those.
Well, my junior year over spring break, I wrote a book that I haven't done anything with yet, and I also wrote a couple short stories over the course of the school year between comp papers.
Yeah, Aubrey managed to take comp, plus write all these extra stories, plus some. What was your essay about Beowulf?
Oh, I wrote an essay over the book Beowulf for a national contest, and I also wrote one over The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. I haven't heard back from either of them because the results aren't posted till June.
Wow.
So
That's amazing though. Susie and I were both in comp as well, but I'm pretty sure we were way too preoccupied with trying to get our work done. I did not have time for anything else. So that's pretty amazing. What was your book about? Tell me about your book.
Oh, God.
I read it. I read most of it, actually.
Susie did read most of it. It's about, well, I mean, technically it's about a dystopian society, but I like to think more intrinsically. It's about, the consequences of following the masses and being okay with what's set in front of you as opposed to thinking outside the box and working for yourself.
Wow, that's awesome. So, Susie, tell me about your long-term goals. What are you thinking?
Well, I want to be president. No, I mean, I was just thinking, I like to talk with my boss about politics and stuff, and I just want to get involved at any way I can, whether it's locally or anything else. I really would love to work in Washington, D.C. I think that's exciting, and KU, a lot of their political science graduates end up going to Washington, D.C. So, well, that's what the nerds told me. KU Scholars Day, so I'm hoping to end up there and possibly in something like working on an election or something. Oh, I think that'd be pretty fun.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
So these ladies have some pretty big dreams and they've already done some pretty awesome stuff, but they grew up right here in Abilene. So, and are you from Abilene or you're not from Abilene?
I was born in Council Grove, but we moved here when I was 1 or 2. I don't even
Okay.
I don't even remember Council Grove.
So we're basically from Abilene.
I was born here.
Yes. Okay, Susie was born here.
Yes, born and raised.
Okay, so tell me some things that you love about Abilene, and are you happy that you grew up in Abilene?
Oh yeah, I am. I think it's a good size. It's it's not small enough to the point where the only thing in town is a jelly donut shop, but it's not too big where there's a lot of problems and you don't know anybody and it's kind of hard to find a place. It's a really good size, I think, and it has a lot to offer, and it has a good school. And one thing, I love that we have a theater. I think that's amazing that we actually have a professional theater. And I love going there, and I think it's a great place for kids to find a place. If they're not so good at sports like me, it's a good place for them to find themselves and foster their talents.
Okay, how about you, Aubrey? What do you like about Abilene?
I really like that it seems like the programs at school, they all excel pretty well for being as small as we are. I don't like that I grew up in a small town because now I have issues in big cities, which is going to be a problem in Lawrence.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Okay. Okay, so Abilene is really a pretty good place though, but there's some downsides, like Aubrey said. So it can make you a little uncomfortable if you're really used to the small town and then you end up in the big city. Anything else? What would you change about Abilene for future generations?
I would get rid of all the Confederate flags. I just don't like them. But really though, I would, there's some facilities in Abilene High School that could use some renovating, but I mean, I think that's true in every school, especially the band room, because the band program has been growing a lot lately because of Mr. Tompkins and his great teachingness. And I really think we need like a bigger facility. We need a more well-equipped facility, but well, I'm sure we'll get that in the coming years. It's just like something that's a problem right now, but I think we'll get it.
And some of that is being helped with the school bond issue, which we are very excited that has passed. So that will help out with the new auditorium and things. But we still definitely have some areas that still need work, but who doesn't? How about you, Aubrey? What would you change for the future?
Well, like Susie said, there is some outdated stuff here, but I really think we've been doing well with like renovating stuff and getting updated, like with the skate park a couple of years ago and now the school bond stuff. I do think it's still kind of hard for like older kids, like teenagers, to find something to do in this town or to, you know, just like have a place to hang out. I'm not entirely sure what you would do about that. I haven't thought that far ahead. But I do think something needs to change.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, okay, so we have the theater, which people can go to and go and watch movies. The movie theater has helped with that. And we also have the bowling alley, and we have a few places, but what would be your ideal hangout spot? if you brought your child here as a high schooler, where would you want them, or where would they want to hang out?
Well, I guess ideally, well, I don't think we're big enough to warrant a mall. But,
Yeah,
or zoo. But I don't know, something like Jumping Joe's, where they had the laser tag and the go-karts. I don't know, and just like a food court. I don't know. You'd have to like hold a brainstorming session for that kind of thing. But
for the most part, Abilene is pretty cool, and we have
Okay.
the parks, which are pretty awesome. We went golfing the other day at Browns Park.
What is golfing?
I lost.
Frisbee golf.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to go sometime. It's pretty fun. Okay, so I know Susie is wanting to maybe hopefully end up in Washington, D.C. Aubrey, where do you think you'll end up?
I'm very fond of Chicago, and I know that's strange since I said the thing about big cities earlier, but like I do know there's a lot of kind of liberal arts writing kind of stuff starting in Chicago right now, and I think it'd be fun to at least try my hand up there for a while after I graduate.
Awesome, yeah. And I think, so even though these two are probably going to end up in some big cities maybe, but we definitely have lots of kids in our class who will come back to Abilene and really keep growing the community. Is there anything else you ladies would like to say about the town that we grew up in before you go off to college?
I just like to say I'm really grateful to everybody here. I've made some great friends, and I'm kind of sad I'll be leaving. I thought after like graduating I would feel like totally like, oh, I'm leaving, that's great. But I don't know, part of me is kind of sad because like, I mean, when I go to Lawrence, it's just not going to be the same, you know? But hopefully I'll be able to carry on the good things Abilene has taught me into Lawrence. And we'll see where that takes me.
Abilene is a good place to start, I think, and I'm really grateful that I got all the opportunities I did without having an insane amount of competition or like the inability to achieve anything.
Yeah, that's good.
And I just really am glad that I grew up in a community where I can get help when I need it and I can be accomplished as a high schooler.
Definitely, I agree. And I've seen a lot of like newer, younger couples moving here with lots of new babies and things. So there definitely will be more generations growing up in Abilene, and they will continue to grow the community. So we are very grateful for everything that Abilene has done for us. So again, I'm Sage Tokash on Our Town with Eagle Communications. This is Aubrey Schartz and Susie Geiger. Thank you.